You better think. Oh, hey, hey. Sorry, my loves. I was on a work call. And you know what? Yeah, you were discussed as well. So I can't talk about it yet, but stay tuned. Finally, things are happening. Wait. It's all happening. It's all happening. How are we doing, my loves? How are we doing? Hey, JB says what? Hey, Irene. Hey, Yolande. You know what? This is the thing, right? I love doing the lives with y'all. The only reason why I prefer the edited videos, although they were longer, is that during the lives in the day are really hard for me. Because, I'm an actor, right? Which means I'm a contract worker. So whenever work comes up, I just have to take it, and I just don't have a set schedule. So I try to have a set schedule as much as I can on here, but it just never works. The edited reviews are just not easier in time, but easier on that. I put it up and I still have my day, but I enjoy this because right now we're quarantined, or supposed to be. So I have time, but I don't know what's going to happen when we have to get, when the world opens back up. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the lives, because I have fun. I have fun here. This is me time. I enjoy it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Shonda said it, so I will repeat it. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Jesus is my God. Thank you, Maxine Waters time. My sister is already sick of me. She was just like, I can't. You gotta stop. All day. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Come on, church. Hey, come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Come on in. Come on in. Let's talk about the mess that is The Bachelor. I'm not going to talk about it because we do not discuss possible spoilers, but all I'm going to say is missed opportunity. Period. Missed opportunity. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because she was who they supposedly picked was perfect for Paradise. Perfect. Anyway, missed opportunity. Y'all need me on the show. Y'all better get me now while y'all can afford me, because baby, it won't be long. How y'all doing? Oh, Boogie is in the building. My moderators, Tony and Black Lavender, are in the building. Wait, I got a little shine. Let me clean off my screen. Y'all know what's so weird about this? I don't know. I have a protector over my screen. I don't know how it get this dirty if I'm not doing a lot of clothes. Girl. And the only reason why I keep my camera covered and closed is because, I'm an ID channel home. And I was watching See No Evil. And it was one of the episodes that I was watching was about how this man stalked the woman that he later murdered through her camera. I didn't mean to get dark. But he was able to hack into her computer camera and in her, I won't say it's a Ring, but those cameras that are in your home. He was able to log into that and track her. A mess. But before we go on, we got a super chat from SL. SL said, I really don't get why they picked Bleep as the Bachelorette. She 100% would have gotten a villain edit if we didn't have Victoria, Anna, and MJ. Come on, let's talk about it, SL. Let's talk about it. Thank you for the super chat. I absolutely agree with you. Not only that, she was not the most interesting girl there. So this is all supposed. Somebody from a part of the Bachelor process came out and said that's not true. So I'm not going to say who it is because I don't like spoilers. But if you're on Twitter, you're going to, they're going to talk about it. But missed opportunity. And we got another super chat from Kitty S. Kitty S said, just dropping some coins. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you for the support. Love you. Love you guys. You know what? Honestly, thank you all for supporting me. Really. You don't have to, but you do. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support, because support from you guys is what helps creators like me who, let's be real, are not white, are not male, do not come from generational wealth. You know what I mean? Like, you guys give us a platform to compete where we would not be able to. So I appreciate it. And I thank you so much for investing in me here at Nikki Star TV. Thank you. Whew! What time is it? Because I know I'll wait a little longer, but I'm gonna just get into it because this episode got me heated, which is probably why I'm sweating. I'm on 10. I'm on 10 because this episode got me heated. Thank you, Black Lavender, for looking out for me for the super chats. Coffee Hook TV said we were from heaven to hell quickly. Oh. Sydney, they had the most diverse Bachelor cast yet, and they picked her. Okay. Yep. Can we? Oh wait. Desiree Terrell said, "Can we talk about the budget of that carnival date? Can we talk about the budget of the Bachelor? Because I forget the name of the person who's doing it on Twitter. But there is a woman on Twitter who compares every date that Tasia and Claire had to every date that Matt is having. The budgets are not equal. I told y'all the budgets are not equal. And I know that, not everybody, but a few people disagree with me about my thoughts with Tasia. What I was saying was that she's not going to get the same opportunities as Matt. So what I want for her is to take whatever there is. As you can clearly see, the investment in her was not the same. Not the same. So she's not going to have the same results as Matt and Tyler. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. These two are going to blow up. These two are going to blow up because there's been an investment made into at least Matt and now Tyler as well. So that's what I was saying. Like, I want the women to win as well because the men will always win. The Bachelor will always look out for the men. Always. The Bachelorette, not so much. Before I continue, we got a super chat from Tony. Thank you, Tony. Tony said, girl, that intro changed my mood. Thank you. And I don't even watch this show. Oh, Tony. Thank you, my love. Listen, I try to bring y'all joy even on, my darkest days. Speaking of my darkest days, I'm not sad, right? And I'm not doing this for sympathy. I'm doing this because I want to show you something. So 2 weeks ago, my grandfather passed away. Don't get upset. Don't say sorry. He didn't like me. So, I didn't cry or anything like that. It was just like, it is what it is, It's unfortunate that somebody who is a part of my DNA left this earth, and I did not feel anything but disappointment that we didn't have a better relationship. But this is what I want to say, right? Because I have been feeling so sad about that. Sad about the loss of him, but also sad about the loss of a relationship that I never had. And today my father sends me this. Y'all, why did my grandfather have this in his room? Why is this picture in his room? Why did he have this? And what's really funny about it? My mom was like, and guys, don't let the chat get sad, please. I'm good. My mom was like, You guys were really like best friends when you were younger. What happened was y'all know my story. My father got addicted to drugs, and my mom just could not, she couldn't stay. She couldn't stay in that situation because it got to the point where my dad was, Dad, I tell the story, you're clean. I love you. We're in a great place. But my dad was like doing things that was affecting our safety and our livelihood to feed his addiction. He is since clean and he is living a great life. And we have a great relationship. But my mom had to leave and my grandfather never forgave her for that. So he just cut all of us off. So like hearing from my mom how close we were and then seeing that picture in his room. Oh, may you rest in peace. Anyway, let me bring the energy back. I'm sorry. I just had to talk about that because I literally just got that picture from my dad. And it's been on my mind. Like, you just never know where people are. And you know what? I will say this. Pride has destroyed so many relationships and families. Listen, it's not that deep. Some stuff is deep. You know what I mean? You need to stay away from people. But if it's not that deep, fix it. Fix it. And unfortunately, especially with my generation, unfortunately, some of us are going to have to fix it with the older people because they're just prideful and stubborn and they come from a different time where they don't talk about things. They just, our parents and our grandparents are from the sweep it under the rug conversation, generation, and things are not talked about outside of the home. We're on Twitter like, listen, I have clinical depression. They didn't do that back in the day. You know what I mean? So we're a whole different breed of people. I love us. I love where we're at. I love how we're inspiring people. And I love the generation that's coming up behind us. But if you have the wisdom, fix it. Fix it. Listen, I ain't gonna say I ain't tried. I tried, but it is what it is. Now come back in the room. Come back in the room. Don't get sad on me. Don't get sad on me. We about to laugh. But my dad literally sent me that picture, and I'm like, why does he have this? Oh Lord. Y'all, back in the day, these two teeth fell out, then these two teeth fell out, and there's a video of me with the most terrible lisp you could ever imagine. Just this cute little chocolate face and this big lisp. Baby. Oh, child. Anyway, let's drag Matt. Let's drag Matt. Let me get my notes. Hold on. Because I got to make sure you're okay. I got to make sure. Well, yeah, this wasn't made for us. Oh! I got a super chat. From Chocolate Buddy. Chocolate Buddy said, I'm late. So glad you got the tambourine. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the tambourine. People who don't know what I'm talking about or like just coming into this live, you just got a lot. You got a lot. Welcome. Oh yeah, we absolutely have to talk about that. Yeah, that's very true, Baba. That's very, very true. Thank you, I Am Awesome Productions. I will say we were a little concerned because the death of a parent will send you spiraling, but he's been doing great. So thank you so much for that, I Am Awesome Productions. Simply Simone said, grandparents hold on to all old pictures. My grandma still has my Sears Christmas picture from 1999. Everybody in the family has that picture. Ciao. Oh, I knew somebody was going to say something about Jerry curl. Listen, my mom was a young mom. She was a young mom. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is, Baba. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, he did care. And that actually, that was beautiful to know because I was, I needed that. So that was beautiful to know. But yeah, my mom was a young mom, okay? She did what she had to do. Anyway, my loves, that picture. Anyway, my loves, if you're just here for the review, beloveds, it starts right now. Oh. Ciao. MJ, we open up where the last episode left off with MJ and Hasinia. I'm trying to say it right, my Latino subscribers. I'm trying to say it right. I got my ginger beer. So we picked up where that last episode left off, and it's MJ and Hasinia. One of them are going to be cut. I kind of knew who was going to be cut going into this, just because of how MJ has been edited. I kind of knew that she was going to be left, and Hasinia was going to stay. She's fallen apart because Hasinia told Matt the truth. You know what I mean? And listen, MJ, I love your hair. Come on, Splash. I love your hair, but not your choices and friends that you made on this show. You clicked up with Victoria and Anna, and I think that you are acting like this because you do not know that they got you on candid camera. They got you on camera. You didn't know about them hidden cameras all over that hotel room or all over that whole resort. You didn't know about that. So when you don't see the cameras, you're a totally different person. And you're saying things on the side and being nasty. And you think that only the girls have seen you like that when the cameras have not been on or you have not been aware of a camera. But baby, the cameras were all over the resort and they caught some really terrible moments from you. So unfortunately, you are fighting a losing battle because we already have the receipts of your behavior. The only reason why you're mad at Hasinia is because she brought it to light. But baby, we've been saw it. So I think because she's not aware, she's putting on this act and it's just not looking good for her because we've seen her. We've seen what the ladies are talking about. We know that she is a part of that clique of girls with Victoria and Anna who are just mean girls. Just tearing down, the women in the home. I will be very clear about this, though. I'll talk about it more in the end of this review. But it seems like this whole season is full of mean girls because, baby, what they do to Heather next week, I'm not going to go there. We're not going to get into it yet. But let's just stay here. But, baby, they going to put little Heather through it. Hasn't she been through enough? Anyway, so that's what happened. Like, she clicked up with the wrong people and they just became a poisonous trio. So she had to go. I knew Hasinia was staying. Unfortunately, MJ and that great hair just had to leave. I will say this, though. I'm so mad, MJ, that this is who you became on this show. When she said, let me fluff my hair and remember who the hell I am, I said, yes, girl. You going home? But I love the confidence. She said, I had a weak B moment, but I'm back. I will say this, and I think it's because a lot of young girls get this idea from Black women, right? Where because we are perceived as strong, I think younger non-Black women take on this idea of us where, we might do something on a reality TV show or Beyonce, well, hold up, let me fix my hair. And y'all take that as, I'm this tough chick, I can handle it. When you really don't know the story behind that, when you really don't know that Black women are painted strong because we are, but we love, to be frail. Like a lot of you broads, you know what I mean? It's like we have to be that. You're not being put in a situation right now where you have to say, oh, I had a weak B moment. Girl, it's the Bachelor. Like, it's never that serious on this show. It wasn't a situation where that was called for, but I was here for it. I was here. Hold on, let me fluff my hair and remember who I am. I said, okay, come on, affirmations. Oh, I had a weak B moment, but I'm back now. Listen, you had a weak B moment at the right time. It should have been a humbling moment because you were wrong, MJ. You were wrong. You were wrong. And you were acting like this because you did not know that we saw you off camera, or so you thought that you were off camera. That's why you're acting like this. And that's why it's more embarrassing for you. Because when you come back and you're at the reunion, mama, you're going to be talking and looking a little different, unfortunately. But great hair, though. Great hair, though. Hasinia, it's my girl. It's my girl because she's so unassuming. You just don't expect her to hold herself the way that she does, especially with MJ trying to do all that. Hold on, I'm talking. No, don't talk to me. No, you've talked. Now I'm talking. All of this. And Hasinia is just like, okay, well, I'll wait for you to be done. Like she's just not fazed by all of this faux toughness that MJ is putting out there. I feel like she sees right through her, and she knows that this is not really who MJ is, but this is a persona that she's trying to put on. There's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes, especially in situations where you feel weakened, you send a representative who can do the fighting for you because you feel like you can't do it. Listen, that's where all this stuff comes from. That's where all this comes from. You think, girls in the hood really want to brawl? Like, that gets exhausting after a while. All of this is to let you know that if you want it, I'll give it. But just, take this as a threat. Take this as a threat. Let's not really get into the brawl. It's so exhausting. So a lot of the times, this is just to get you to back off. You think we really want to take out the process to take off our earrings, put on some Vaseline and wrap our scarf? Like, who feels like that? Who feels like walking around in Air Force Ones ready for a fade whenever they can get it? Like, come on. Nobody feels like that. That's what that is. So that's what MJ was putting on, but Hasinia could see right through it. She could see right through it, and she just wasn't fazed by it. That's the worst kind of person to be in something with. Somebody who sees you for who you are and are not fazed by the persona or the representative that you sent to the fight. Those are the most dangerous ones to argue with or get into something with, because you just won't win with them. You will not win with them. Like, she was not shaking one bit. She was just like, okay. No, he's going to see you for who you are, not the one that you show on camera. While MJ is just like yelling at her and doing all of this. And she's just sitting there. Hasinia is just sitting there. All right. Are you done now? So I can speak. Those are the worst ones. Those are the worst, because you won't win. They'll get under your skin so much, you'll just start acting a fool. And they'll just be looking there like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with her. How upsetting. The worst ones, but our girl had it. So anyway, Matt Sims, MJ home. Who's surprised? Not me. What had me cackling was Hasinia. She walked back into that room with the rose ponytail swinging. Just, hey guys. She is somebody to look out for, because she's so unassuming, because she looks so young and dainty, and you would just not think that she is this girl. But she's 27 years old. I said, you 27? Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Like, she does not look it. She does not look 27. I'm telling you, she gives me a good 16. This is a 27-year-old woman who can hold her own. That's going to work for you. That's going to work. You need to go into acting. You need to go into acting, because you are a woman that never looks her age. Honey, you know how much Disney money you could be racking up? Because you could literally play a teenager and they not have to work around child labor laws. Baby, get into that Disney family. You are going to get paid. Let's move on, Matt. I love how Matt was trying to like force a tear when he was putting MJ in the car. He was just like, Matt, we don't believe it. We don't believe it. You are here for a good time, and we're going to let you have it. But please stop trying to drum up these tears for MJ. We know you never wanted her. You were never attracted to her. I don't know why. I thought that MJ was absolutely stunning. He was just not into her, and it was confirmed for me when she was trying to flirt with you last episode, and you took off running, and you literally almost piped down Piper on camera. I was like, okay. And so was MJ. She was like, oh, where's Matt? Oh, wow. Yeah, you weren't into her. So forcing these tears, buddy, we don't believe you. We got a super chat from Anika. Anika said, hey, hey, Nick Nack, love you in Delaware. Keep us abreast about your audition. Mwah. Thank you so much, Anika. Thank you. Prayers up. Prayers up. Serena. Oh, you got on my nerves, girl, and I love you. I love Serena the Fashionista, but it was giving me, I need camera time. You were a little annoying. You really, really were. I get where she was coming from, right? Because when Katie expressed to Matt what was going on in the house, there definitely was a shift in the atmosphere. Hello, church kids. There's a shifting in the atmosphere. There was a shift that happened, right? The energy changed in the home. Matt started, getting the girls together, cutting broads like crazy. Yes, there was an energy shift, right? But he had to address it. Half the girls were freaking depressed. The other girls were just getting meaner and meaner. Something had to be done, and he did just that. Oh, wait a minute, Anika. I don't know if I gave you a super chat chain. Did I? If not, here you go. Thank you. He had to address it. So I don't know why you're mad at Katie for bringing up to him something that would have boiled over anyway. It just came to her. But other women were already planning to talk to him about the situation. She just decided to go and do something about it because it was getting out of hand. Literally, the new girls are walking around. None of y'all are talking to them. Y'all making jokes about them. Half the time, these broads are crying in the freaking confessionals. So we know if they're crying in the confessionals, they're crying in their room. They're crying and standing in the buffet line trying to get breakfast. They're crying out in the freaking open, like out in the is it admin? I want to say fellowship area. I'm Christian. It is what it is. The fellowship hall. They're crying there. Like this needed to be addressed. Being mad at Katie out of nowhere just gives me storyline. It really, really does. Because right before Matt is about to start cutting people, you all of a sudden say, Katie, I just want to say that none of this would have happened in the house if it wasn't for you. Girl, you knew you was on a chopping block. So what you did was very smart and strategic. I'm not hating, but you created a little drama so that you could stay around a bit longer. Because you know, had it not been for that drama you started with Katie right before Matt got the cutting, you and Katie would have been gone. But the producers decided to keep you two around to see what would manifest out of this little disagreement. Smart. I'm not hating. Smart move. Maggie, I knew she was going. Her and Matt never clicked. She never really lit up on camera, which I was shocked by because I just thought that this was her. I thought that she would do great, but she was just way too quiet for the show, and her and Matt just never really clicked. Oh, Yolanda! Thank you, girl. Yolanda gave your girl a super chat. Thank you. Not a super chat, a Venmo. Thank you so much, Yolanda. Thank you. I'm trying to, gosh, I don't know what it is about my internet. Do y'all know what that is when you keep on getting kicked off? It keeps on kicking me off the internet. And I don't know why. That's so weird. Hold on. I want to acknowledge. Oh, here it is. Yolande, thank you so much. Yolande said, I love your recaps. And we'll start saying thank you for your feedback like Katie did for now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yolande. Oh no, where's my ball? There it is. So I knew that she was going, right? But I think she's gonna, light up paradise. I really, really do. I hope she gets the opportunity to go there. Y'all know that paradise is gonna be real brown, real brown this season. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Do we really have to go through the Bachelorette to get the paradise? Is it necessary? Come on. It really isn't. But I'll suffer through it no matter who they pick. It is what it is. Yeah. So Piper, this is all I'm gonna say about her before we get to her date. I love how she just rolls out of bed and like comes to film this show. There has never been like a date card scene where Piper didn't look like they didn't look like they were just like Piper. Like it literally looked like she was sleeping on a couch and they said, Piper, the cameras are on. We're about to film the scene. And Piper just said, really? Hey, Chris. Like Piper just rolls off the couch and films a scene. I love her. Like every time there's a date card scene, it looks like they literally just woke up Piper. Girl, child, you're gonna kill in paradise because we all know that he picking Sundown Town Rachel. Okay, so now after the date cards are given out or whatever, Piper finds out that she's getting a one-on-one and all the other ladies are going to be on a bowling. I don't know what is up with them in bowling. Are going to go on a bowling date. Before the bowling date, Serena, all of a sudden, once camera time, Serena goes to Katie's room and she's just like, hey, Katie, can I talk to you? And Katie's like, sure, let's go. So they go and they talk and Serena's just like, first of all, you're like starting all these little fires here. And I just feel like if it wasn't for you starting these fires, we wouldn't be here. And a lot of the other ladies would have more time with Matt. And Katie's like, what are you talking about? Katie, how old is Katie? Katie reads very mature for me. Like she has to be, is she like mid-30s? She gives me mid to late 30s. Anyway, she was like, what are you? If I didn't say something to Matt, somebody else would have said something to Matt. There was an issue and it needed to be addressed. And anyway, he did what he did. Why are you mad at me and not Matt? Like, why don't you address it with him? No, I'm coming to you because you said those things. So Serena had no point. Like there was literally no point because Katie in the first sentence gave her facts about the situation and it was just never good enough for Serena. So then all of a sudden it starts getting heated because Katie is pissed off. Listen, if I'm in my room minding my business and some broad come to talk to me about some dumb stuff, I may get heated too. I will say it got to the point where there were a lot of hands and faces. And I'm not gonna lie, I was watching this and the spirit of Monique Samuels started to rise up in me. And I was like, I don't know how many of these hands, how these hands I could take. Might just have to pop her, okay? Because I was like, oh, y'all getting real close with the hands about a situation that's not really that deep. But I understood Katie's frustration because Serena was out of line. Absolutely out of line. But you were doing this for camera time and to stay a bit longer because you knew you were getting cut that night, Serena. Smart move. Not mad at the girl. Real smart move. But it's just like you're coming after the one person that did the right thing because the energy in the house finally was able to be changed back to what it was when you guys were all loving when you first got into the house, and then you just became mean girls because some new girls showed up. First of all, I got to be real with y'all. The ladies on this show are too old. Y'all are too old. When we see them, in their little confessionals, the ages keep on popping up. I'm like 27, 32, 33. Y'all too old to be doing this. Literally at your big ages. 20, 19. Okay. Even 22. I'll give you a little 22 because you're just fresh out of college. Now you're in the real world. You're learning things. You're still doing stuff like an insecure kid. But a lot of y'all are too old to be doing this. Really too old to be doing this. So then, after this confrontation with Katie goes nowhere, Serena goes downstairs, and all of a sudden, I can't stand a broad like this. I cannot stand a broad like this because what you're doing is you're trying to get your side of the story out first before I can get there. So what you're doing is poisoning everybody else against me. So by the time I get there and try to tell my side of the story, they've already picked a side because you got there first and you were able to implant your lies into their spirit. So now they all feeling some sort of way about me. I can't stand a broad like that. I cannot. So she runs downstairs. She's just like, did you guys hear? I was in such a heated conversation with Katie. Basically, I just told her that she's responsible for all of this. How did you get that out of there? Like, how out of the conversation, out of your interactions with Katie? This is the thing, Serena. I'm gonna be real with you. You spent more time on Katie than Matt. You're like, we've seen Serena sit and cry and be like, I want time with him. Get up. Pick up them big block sparkly heels that you got from Lulu's and go and click and clack over to Matt and talk to the dude. Y'all know from watching my reviews, y'all know I cannot stand them people. I say people because the men do it too, who sit on this show and say, I just want more time. I wish I had more time. You're spending time crying to these people. If you don't go talk to that dude, obviously Matt is easy to, he's accessible to everybody. If he banging somebody on set and they finding condoms every damn where, he's obviously easy to get to. Go talk to the dude. Rub his thigh. A man love when you rub his thigh because it gets other things excited. So maybe you'll stick around another episode because he probably think you gang, gang, gang. That's black for you ready to hit it. Just to let y'all know. So I just was really bothered by Serena in that situation because I'm like, girl, you're coming at Katie because she's taking away your time with Matt. But we have never seen you pursue that man. And that's what you're supposed to do on this show. We have never seen you go after him, but we have seen you cry about not getting time with him. But we have yet to see you sashay them bedazzled boots over to him and talk to him. How is that Katie's fault? I'm just not picking up what she's putting down. I'm just getting screen time. What she didn't plan for was Katie to walk in and be like, this is when she was my girl. She walked in and said, oh, don't whisper now. I love mess when it's not my mess. She walked in, she said, oh, don't whisper now. Let's talk about it. And Serena, I was just telling them about, what you said about how you're not here for Matt. And Katie was like, I didn't say that. I might like her as, we'll see. She's like, well, I did not say that. So let me tell you what I said. I said what I said, okay? So Katie tells the girls her side. She's just like, I'm here for Matt. I did say that, but other women were also saying things to Matt as well. It wasn't just me, and Matt made this choice. So go talk to him. If you feel that I did something wrong, go talk to him. No, I'm not going to say anything to him because that's just not right. And Hassini is just like, guys, let's just let it go. I'm like, I'm sure you want to let it go, ma'am, after you done clicked and clacked over the mat and told him about the mean girl trio. Now you want to let it go. No, defend Katie. All those girls who were crying and were feeling bullied by the OGs should have defended Katie. And that bothered me. That bothered me how they sat there and were just like, wow. Yikes. Weren't you crying in a confessional about how the girls are so mean to you? The one girl that took the tea to the dude that got everything right. Y'all not going to defend her? That bothered me because they should have. They should have, defended her. But I guess, they just don't want to get involved. But I mean, she did help change the energy in the home. And now that she's gone, guess what's going to happen? Y'all going to link up and do the same damn together that y'all was crying about being done to y'all. Y'all too old. Y'all are too old to be this childish. It really, really is childish. So anyway, moving on with that, I do think that Serena was trying to say, without breaking the fourth wall, that Katie was here to be bachelorette. Because she was just like, I think you just have other intentions. I don't think your intention is to be with Matt. Like there's another reason why you're her. I think what she wanted to say is, you're trying to be the bachelorette. That's why you're doing all of this. You're not really here for Matt, but she didn't want to break the fourth wall. That's what I think she was saying. And you know what? To that I say, okay, and y'all all should be trying to get that prime number one spot. Y'all really here trying to marry Matt? You grown women with possible, dynamic careers are trying to leave with a husband? That's the prize? Are you kidding me? You all should be trying to get the bachelorette, trying to get verified, trying to be reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube, 1 million followers on Instagram, 1 million followers on TikTok. That's what y'all need to be doing. Why are you trying to leave with a husband? Talk to your grandmothers. They're not a prize. They're not a prize. Y'all do all that. Oh, I want love like my grandma and my grandpa. You sit and listen to your grandmother long enough. Listen to her long enough. She's going to tell you a few times that she tried to kill your grandfather. Because he was a what? Rolling stone. A rolling stone. Get the money. I'm never going to stop saying that to women. Secure the bag, secure the bag. Say it to your daughter, secure the bag, secure the bag. Get your money, get your independence, and then you can pick and choose what you want. Why the hell are y'all trying to leave with Matt James, who ain't leaving with you because he know what the game is? He's leaving with Tyler and money and opportunities. Y'all leaving with what? Ain't nobody there gonna have a hair deal. Hasinia, if I was you, I would be, hawking weave ponytails on my Instagram right now. Hey guys, did you like my ponytail from this week's episode? You can buy it here. I have a partnership with Sally's. All weave ponytails are $6.99. Just type in #Hasinia at the code box before you check out. What the hell are y'all doing? Get the damn money. Every time, go for the money. Women, being broke is a choice. We don't have to stay there. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just get so heated. This is such a great opportunity. It's such a great opportunity. And women never get it. The men always get it, but the women never get it. They never get it. Except for Rachel. Teach your little sis, Tay. Teacher. I lost my place messing around with that Serena. Poor, unstable Heather. Poor, unstable Heather. The way this show is acting like Lil Heather, never been kissed Heather, but was kissed by confused Colton. Okay, let's tell the truth from Shayna Double. She rose up to the show in a damn minivan. So y'all mean to tell me that's Heather's car, and she hopped in this car from her home, her parents' home, and found the location where The Bachelor was being filmed. Heather found the location. Heather, who don't even look like she know how to work a compass, found the location. Heather, who don't even know that there's like a private browser that you can use on Safari. That Heather found the location of The Bachelor, hopped in her parents' minivan, drove all the way here, and asked for Chris Harrison. If y'all don't stop playing with me, the security guard with the camera directly on Heather's face. We're closed because of, the virus. We're closed because of COVID. Like, you can't be here. Who are you here for? Do you want to speak to Chris Harrison? You know who he is. Stop it. You know who, the way Chris Harrison was like, who's that? Whoa, Heather? Oh my God. I can't believe that anything shocks me anymore. The way that y'all were acting, like not 5 minutes before y'all filmed this scene, y'all were blocking it for lighting, for camera angle, for sound. Get the hell out of here. Y'all knew that girl was coming. Y'all encouraged that fragile woman to come up here. How did she get a hotel room? Down the street from where y'all. I feel bad for the girl because she does not even know that she's getting the crazy edit. She doesn't even know that she's getting Glenn Close. What was that movie that she was in with Michael Douglas? Y'all know that crazy stalker film that our mothers used to watch all the time. The way she's getting that edit, she don't even know. She don't even know. And she's on camera. My friend told me that Matt would be a good guy for me, so I just drove here for love. They got you looking crazy. I feel so bad because this one, I really believe that she is never been kissed, never been into. I get that from her. I get real small town, white evangelical girl kept in a closet and don't really know much about. I believe that she don't know much about life. I believe that from Heather. And I didn't like it, guys. I felt really bad. I just took a chance on love. They keep on playing on her innocence. Heather, I'm gonna be real. Big sister. I'm a big sister, you right? And pardon my language. But don't come back on this show until you've gotten some dick. Let's be real. We gotta tell the truth and shame the devil. They are playing you because you are just immature and a lot of things that people your age are already hip to. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But this show is going to keep on playing you dumb until you find out how to ride that roller coaster. Sweetie, leave this show alone until you, I was going to say been around the block. I don't mean it like that. But don't come back until you've had some life experience and know how to play the game. They always got you on this show looking crazy. Oh God, are you in paradise? Girl, don't go to paradise. Child, they're going to have a time with you in paradise. Don't do it. Leave this show alone until you've experienced some stuff and until you're a little hip to the game. You can't. They just had her looking so crazy. And if you don't understand TV production, you really think she just drove here. She just was figuring it out. She just had a map and was just Matt is this way, and just drove to this location to find Matt. And you know what was even worse for me? When she walked in, you know what? I ain't even going to get there. We got other stuff to talk about. But Heather, I feel bad. They had poor, unstable Heather looking nuttier than a fruitcake. Poor baby. So anyway, let's get into, before I get to the end, this date with Piper was cute. I'm going to be real with you. If a man did that for me, I would be gagged. If he tells me, turn on the switch, and it's a whole freaking carnival, oh, I got to get pregnant. Because first of all, you got money. Let me stop. Love is important too. Women just give up so much. Anyway, but yeah, that was a cute date. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was a cute date. Matt he's sexually attracted to Piper. I don't think he could see her as, for me, I don't feel like he sees her as a girlfriend. I think that she is someone he wants to take to the fantasy suite. I don't think that she is someone that he wants to take home. He wants to take Rachel home. She can't take him home. Ciao. They just keep on revealing stuff about Rachel. And when I tell you, it just gets deeper and deeper, like plantation reenactments. What the hell is the South? Ciao. One of y'all shared that little plantation picnic she was at. Oh, sundown town Rachel, you in it deep. You were in it deep, girl. Woo, woo, child. Don't go to the reunion. I wouldn't if I was you. I would be like, I sprained my ankle. Girl, I wouldn't go. They keep on pulling receipts for Rachel. And it just, to be honest with you, maybe it's because I'm a northerner. I'm just so ignorant to how deeply racist people are. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Paula Dean, but y'all, if you do remember Paula Dean, you remember she was canceled because she wanted to. Her friend was getting married, and they asked her to put it together, and she wanted to put together basically a plantation wedding, and it was like um, she wanted it to be a reminiscent of the old South. So, like somebody let me tell you something. There's always somebody waiting for your downfall because somebody recorded this meeting. And in the meeting, you could hear her saying that all of the servants, like all of like the waiters, all the staff had to be black because that's what it would have been like on a plantation back in the 1800s. I said, Paula Dean, what? And she wanted all black men to serve the head table. I was like, what? Who knew? Who knew? Like, you just don't think. You think that people look back at that time and see it as evil. You think we all think like that. But there are a lot of people who think that that's okay and want to get back to that. They love that so much, they reenact it. Hello, Antebellum with Janelle Monáe. Watch it. So it's just so shocking that today, especially with young people, that this is something that is still embraced. Whew! So downtown Rachel, I wouldn't come to the reunion. TikTok is going to get you out of here. They're going to get you out the paint. Ciao. Whew, this Bachelor season is heating up in the worst way. The worst way. I will say this about Piper and Matt's date. This happens a lot more with the ladies than it does with the men because men just don't, they're just not encouraged to open up. But the women will tell all their family tea, like everything. And you just be sitting there like, ooh, girl, you don't got to give the Bachelor everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like some stuff you can just, talk amongst with your family. You don't got to tell the world. You don't have to tell the world because Piper was letting her parents have it, especially her mother. And I was just like, could you imagine? This is so sad. But could you imagine being excited that your kid is on The Bachelor and like having a whole watch party with like your family, friends, and coworkers, and your child gets on there and be like, oh, my mother was an emotionally unavailable whore. And you're sitting there with popcorn like, and your coworkers are like, well, you know what, girl, I'm gonna go. I would just be so shocked because the ladies lay it out. Like they tell everything. And I just feel like you don't have to give them everything. You can also lie. It's a TV show. You could lie and just be like, my parents were in my life. I was raised by wolves. Like you could just lie. Go with that. And when people question you on it, you could just be like, well, at the time we weren't close. So I just said that. There's always a way to make that up if you don't really want to go into your family history. But whew, the women, all you got to do is say, how are you feeling? Oh, I will feel a lot better if my father wouldn't beat me. What? It's a date. It's a first date. You don't have to tell everything. Now, I'm not saying don't get free. If that's your way of getting free, get free. But I do feel like a lot of these deep emotional moments on these one-on-one dates are manipulated. And it's manipulated and encouraged by the producers for these women and men. But the men are just like, I ain't telling all that. Aside from Ben, the men are just like, oh, well, my cat died before I came here. That's as deep as the men on the show, aside from Ben, are ever going to go. The women will tell everything. You don't have to. You don't. And to be honest with you, a lot of stuff is not for everybody. Not saying that you have to be quiet about your situation, but not everybody should be in your business. Before I go on, I got a super chat from Priya. Hey, Priya. Priya said, I hope you talk about the segregated bowling groups and the shady date with Katie. I thought Matt was going to say, I think you're better for Tyler. Priya, baby, if Matt would have said that to me, I would have been like, you right. You right. Especially after I saw him in them tidy grays, them little drawers he had on, child, oiled up in them drawers. I would have been like, you're right. And you know what? You don't even have to cut me at the cocktail party. You don't even have to cut me at the date. Leave me here at this hotel room with him. Leave me here. Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much. But I'm getting to that. I will talk about that. I'm sorry, but why in the hell is Temecula Road serenading this Black couple? First of all, no shade, because a lot of people don't know who I am. Hello, YouTube. Can you please share my freaking content? You have no idea how many comments a day I get from people. Oh my God, I had no idea you were here. I've been here since 2015. What the hell is going on in the algorithm? Anyway, and I've been this funny. Anyway, who the hell is Temecula Road, though? You know what I mean? I'm like, I get that Matt and Piper are not, city blacks, but Temecula Road for this Black couple. Is Kehlani no longer with us? Was Summer Walker too busy? She's never too busy for a check. I mean, hell, give us Mary J. Blige. She's still relevant today. Like, what's going on? Can y'all not afford Chloe and Haley? I've seen this budget. Y'all got the money. Temecula Road. And I will say, Piper should get an Oscar for her reaction. She was just like, oh, wow. And she turned to Matt because she didn't know what to say. You really think that Piper was going to be like, oh my God, Temecula Road? Piper was like, oh, wow. Who the hell are these people? Get up. Come on. I was like, at this point, I feel like this show was trolling us. I really, really do. When they put Temecula Road in big font, I said, that doesn't help us. That doesn't help us. Oh, come on and dance and love on her. This show is trolling. I miss Flavor of Love. I can't. Anyway, let's get to Tyler. Hey, Tyler. So, Matt spent some time with Tyler. And Tyler, let me just say this, baby boy. Why wasn't this your position? Why didn't you want this? What was going on? Were you and Gigi? Not Gigi. What was the other one? The blonde one. Was y'all going back and forth at that time when they asked you about the Bachelor and you just gave it over to Matt? This should have been you. Open up with you in the shower. Water all glistening all over your body. That's what we wanted. We wanted to see your chest right down to the hips where they got that little, whatever that thing that men have, that little, that section where your hand fit properly, child. That's what we wanted. Why did you give us your best friend who started off real wrong with us? Like, it should have been you, but at least you were here for a day and we had some fun just seeing your face. So I don't know why Tyler is there. I just think he's there because it's Matt. Matt is saying, oh, I have my friend here, Tyler, and they're playing pool, but he doesn't, like, he talks about Katie, but I don't know what this conversation with Matt and Tyler, like, I don't know if it helped him get any clarity about how he feels with Katie. I will say this little prank that they did on him was fun and it was cute, but we all kind of knew that Matt was not going to pick Katie. I mean, at this dinner, like, to be honest with you, they don't have any chemistry. And I think they don't have any chemistry because Katie went in hot as a good girlfriend and not a girlfriend that he banged, a girlfriend that he dabbed. You know what I mean? Like, she just came in and kind of friend zoned herself by speaking up for the other women. And she just spent a lot of her time, and I even mentioned it before in previous reviews. She spent a lot of her time just being the den mother and not being the den hoe. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he's looking for. But you were so much of a den mother that he just couldn't, there was not any connection. I will say, and I think this is a thing that they just have to do on this show, I really hate how they put the rose in their face. Unfortunately, this rose that I like have on the tip of your nose, I can't give it to you because I just don't see a future with you. Matt, you could have found a better way to cut her. Like, you talked about all the other women and how, you know, they're just a better fit than her. You just could have said, I enjoy you so much. I wish we had more time because I want to be able to get there with you. But unfortunately, within this process, I'm not there. Can I walk you out? Where's your dildo? Like, break the ice or something like that. I just felt like, yeah, Katie could have got a better exit. She could have got a better exit. But that is just me. So anyway, you know what? Before I move on, I do want to say this. When Matt and Katie came in and like Matt oiled his hands and then caressed Tyler's shoulders, Tyler immediately knew that it was him. This is the thing, like this is the thing that threw me off because the masseuse, how she was massaging his back, the way she was massaging it, and the way Matt came in, he came in sync with her. So there was no like change of motion. So when the hands changed, he absolutely knew who it was. And he turned around and I said, so you just know Matt's touch. All right, besties. All right, look at me. Fuel in the flames. Fan in the flames. Fan in the flames. But I was like, oh, you know his touch? Okay, sweetie. Okay. But yeah, Matt and Katie's date was cute, but it was you could tell it was on a friendship type thing. Like there just wasn't anything there. But I did feel like he could have given her a better exit. Now Priya did mention, I didn't catch that though, but Priya did mention that the bowling thing was segregated. I'll be honest with you, Priya, I didn't even pay attention. This bowling date, I didn't even pay attention. I was more into, the ladies crying that they didn't get to spend time with him because their team lost. So they were like all distraught. And then Chris Harrison came in and said that they can come and spend time with Matt. And then they were feeling, happy that they could spend time with him. Oh God, this show sets us back so much as women, but what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We love a penis. That's what I was focused on because I was just like, who I was focused on the most was Serena, right? Because Serena, you're cheering when Katie gets cut, like she's not there anymore. So what are you gonna do now? What's gonna be your excuse? Because you literally set on this date. You cried because you didn't get any time with him. Chris Harrison says, well, now you can have time with him because we're going to bring you all on the dinner date, the group dinner date with Matt. You got there and did nothing. I thought she would have been the first one to pounce on him. So whose fault is it now? Katie's gone. Whose fault is it now? If you don't get your time with Matt, whose fault is it going to be? Do something. Do something besides blaming everybody else. People like that on the show bother me. I'm like, how do you have the audacity to look at somebody else who is doing something, getting the attention in some kind of way of the lead when you were sitting there on the couch with your legs crossed, just looking? Child. Anyway, so Heather shows up halfway through the process. And when she walks in, right, she's like, Matt, hi. Matt looks at her and just starts laughing. I would have been mortified. I would have been mortified. He just laughed at her. He was like, Heather? She's like, yes, it's me. I'm here. Can we talk? And so Matt goes away and talks with Heather. Piper goes nuts. Girl, what? Who the F is that? Some new girl just came in. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. You're a damn fool if you shaking. What the hell are you shaking for? What was so shaken by that? Heather showing up? That's what I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Y'all doing the most. These girls, I was very interested in them. I still am. That, however, are so easily swayed into evilness. It's very bothersome. Serena, I don't even know this girl, but I already don't like her. And like, if Matt allows her to stay, then I'm gonna hate her even more. Hate? What? So next week's episode, Heather's gonna walk away in tears because the new girls and the OGs are gonna bully Heather. It makes no sense to me. Weren't y'all just crying about the same thing? It makes no sense to me. They hate her. They don't like her. They're calling her all these names. For what? Are y'all that nasty? Really? Let me think. Was I messy like this at that age? No. And I'm not saying that like to be like, oh, no, I wasn't like that. I was a theater kid. Yeah. My high school experience and college experience, very different. So like my teens and 20s were fame. Okay. Basically fame. Like, we were I was like 17 years old dealing with a friend transitioning. So my high school experience and college experience was very different. I performed at a coming out day in college. I sang while, my friends were all coming out of the closet and reading poems. Like, so it was very different. I don't feel like there was time to be mean or bully because like you're the weird kid. So it's like you already don't feel like you're accepted by society. So maybe that's what my experience was like. But I'm just so shocked. I'm so shocked by how easily, like I said it before, that they're swayed into evilness. There's no reason for y'all to be mad at Heather. Piper, you intimidated by Heather? Heather who walked in a room like this? That intimidates you? Well, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Not saying that Heather isn't a cute girl, but she can't intimidate me. Why? I just did not know why they all acted like that. Even the Cynthia, I don't want her here. We're already here. Get mad at the damn show that allowed her to be here. Get mad at Matt if he keeps her here. I will say, was it Colton's season or Ari's season? There was a season when the ladies revolted. Whose season was that? Where the ladies were just like, you're not going to treat us like this. I was here for the ladies. They were just like, you're not going to play these games with us. Who was it? Whose season was it? Was it Ari? Because was he right after Rachel? I think so. No, was it Colton? I think it was Colton. It was one season where the ladies were just like, no, you're not gonna do this to us. We deserve better. Y'all need to do that. Y'all attack every new girl that comes in the home. It's just such an ugly look. Now y'all literally ganging up on a girl who, let's be honest, she can't fight back. That's just not in her. She don't know how to do that, right? The most, Heather can do is call the cops, which is an effective way to fight, especially in America. especially when she looked the way she looked. But you can't call the cops in this situation. So what's she gonna do? Cry and walk away? They're being mean to me. Like, she's not Hasinia. She's not gonna get with all of y'all. She's not gonna line y'all up and read y'all down. Heather's gonna cry and walk away, and y'all gonna look even worse because you're wrong. You're wrong. Heather, Piper, it was so over the top. I can understand being frustrated. I'm shaking. Like, guys, what the F? Oh my God. Piper, pipe down, Piper. It was too much. It was too much over little old Heather. Girl, bye. If Heather can come in halfway through this process and still met, you were not where you thought you were with him. If she can come in and steal him away from any of y'all, what you thought you had with him did not exist. Get mad at the show that's playing y'all like a fiddle. Not little Heather, who wants the same thing y'all got. TV fame. At least for the 15 to 10 minutes that you got it. Fight the real enemy. Anyway, if you were just here for the review, beloveds, it ends right now. Let's get into the chit chatter. Chit chatter. Just awful women. Awful. Katie, you're right. It was Colton season. It was Colton season. It wasn't one of the best seasons, but I enjoyed it so much because of the women. They were like, no, you can't do this to us. And they were just up and leaving. They were just like, oh, I could get better. I could get better outside of this house, so let me leave. Oh yeah, I heard about the rumor, guys. I heard about it. All I will ask of you, guys, I'm talking too fast. All I ask is that you guys who know about the spoiler or whatever, or supposed, rumor about the Bachelorette, that you're not saying it here. We've been refraining from the name because there's some people who don't know. And, not everybody likes spoilers. When it's the Bachelor, I don't care. I don't care. Who's Peter? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't Colton. It was Peter. It was Peter. I remember that. They got him all the way together. But Colton, they were leaving him like hotcakes. Him and Peter. I want more of that. I want more of the women on the show. Like, I could do better for myself. I'm just going to go. Thanks for the experience, but no, I don't want to be here. We don't have anything. Cut yourself. Don't let them cut you. Thank you. Come on, Priscilla. If you're securing yourself, you wouldn't be fazed if a new girl enters the house. Just step your game up, period. Especially you, Piper. Why was a girl like, what? Not a girl like, but why was Heather upsetting you like that? Maybe you don't know where you're at with him. Ashley said, have to remember, though, that a lot of these girls are in their early 20s and have life experience to learn and teach them. Actually, a lot of these women are in their 30s and late 20s. Hasinia is 27. Could you believe that? I would never think that she was 27 years old. I was like, oh, girl. Yes, you better get in the skin. I would do a skincare line. Even if it's genetics, get the coin. Lauren, from your lips to God's ears. Eva Still Dream said, I still want Abigail as the next Bachelorette. That's who I'm rooting for. We will see. Hey, Benny. I'm on the same team, Denard. Kathy McBurnett said, I have not watched The Bachelor in years, but I am here for this review. Thank you, Kathy. You know what? This is not smart. Let me get this off my computer. I have to take a fast from ginger beer. I've drank it way too much. Drink it. Is that a word? It is now. I've drank it way too much ginger beer. Enough is enough. Simply Simone, I have been following the Gorilla Glue girl saga. Oh, she finally got the ponytail off? Oh wow. Oh yeah, I saw that. She got the pony. I didn't know about the ponytail, but I did know that she had a GoFundMe. That's she's raising a lot of money, and that Beyonce's stylist is actually offering to help her because a lot of dermatologists are saying that her scalp is going to be destroyed. You never want to mess with your scalp, baby. I don't know if you can hear that construction, but it's not as bad as it was the day that I had to move my live. But this is what they're doing. They're doing all this construction on the pool that we haven't used in a year. Child. Nelly said, didn't Piper say she loved him and he didn't say it back? Not sure why she's freaking out. Okay. Because Matt don't love her. Matt is sexually attracted to Piper. Piper gets his loins going, not his heart. Yeah, I do remember that, Sydney. I do remember the girls leaving Colton as well. Miss Brown Sugar said at Black Lavender at Nikki, that part. I had some sympathy for them as a group when the new five showed up just because of sheer time available. At this point, either you is or you ain't his baby. Is you is or is you ain't my baby. Tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. If this girl can come in here and shake whatever relationship you think you had with Matt, then you didn't have one, baby. You didn't have one. Oh yeah, I can get that for the younger ones. Hey Melissa. Melissa said, I miss some passion. I miss some passion this far in the process. Absolutely agree. Matt had most chemistry. I didn't want to say it. Matt was so happy when he was with Tyler. He was so happy. What he needs to do is find a woman that can give him that same joy, because he has his best friend. He needs a woman that can match that and give that to him, because he enjoyed his time with Tyler. The Melissa also said the women are really mean, right? And dramatic for nothing. Where do they live? Not in reality. Y'all are so mean to each other. It's so awful to see. KT said, what did you think of Chelsea this episode, Nikki? To be honest with you, I wanted him to cut Chelsea. Here is why. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm never living on the first floor ever again. Ever again. No. But back to my girl Chelsea. I'm gonna be real with you. I personally think that Matt and the show is keeping her around for Black women representation, right? Because they are very aware that there are a lot of multiracial Black identifying women, but there's, let's be real, there's no Black women on there like me, right? So they want to keep her around because not only is she a dark-skinned Black woman with ancestral features and a shaved head, she has all of these things working for her, right? So they don't want to cut her and cause any uproar, right? By saying that only these kind of women are what Matt is looking for. So I think that Chelsea is going to go a lot farther because of what she represents, not because Matt wants her. And the reason why I wanted her to be cut is because every week I see her vying for a space with him, right? Time with him, wanting to be with him. And then we see her in the confessionals. Like Matt will sit down and talk with her and kiss her, right? To just keep her there, right? To keep her spirits up. But you can tell that he is not attracted to her and he does not want to be with her, right? It's not, he doesn't give her the same passion he gives Piper or the same care that he gives Sundown Town Rachel. So every week we see just a little bit of Chelsea's confidence die out. Every time he picks up that rose and mentions her name and gives it to somebody else, you just see a little bit of her just start to die and break. And I don't want that for her. So I would rather her be cut than be played with. And that's exactly what I think is happening here. She's being played with. She is being played with. Every time he will mention her, Chelsea, I'm so glad that you opened up to me. Chelsea, I'm so glad that you're here. What the hell does that mean? I'm so glad that you're here. Michelle, I have to give this to you. Sundown Town Rachel, I have to give this to you. And we always see Chelsea feeling unwanted, right? Because he keep on passing the rose to the white or the swirly girls. So you got this black woman sitting here feeling dumb, looking dumb, not feeling loved or appreciated. Because what he did was he gave her that rose that one time, just especially after she talked about her hair. How could he not? Guys, if she did not have that conversation about black women and hair, she would have never got that rose. I'm being real with you. They're keeping her around for representation. And unfortunately, I don't think our girl knows it. I don't think she knows it yet. I think watching it back, she's probably going to be like, oh, okay. But every week we see him toy with that rose and he give it to somebody else. I don't even think that he knows that he is saying a lot without saying nothing at all. Child, come on in the room. Abigail said, I feel like Chelsea and Abigail are going home next week. Possibly. I hope Gorilla Glue Girl doesn't sue. I don't think she's suing because she has a case. I think she's suing because a lot of big companies settle, and she probably got some crackpot lawyer who told her to do this for a little bit of coin. But girl, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you because your lawyer going to eat up most of that settlement that you get. So I will leave it alone. Fifi said, all of these women telling him they're falling in love with him, and then he's not saying it back to some of them. I'm so embarrassed. Me too, because he doesn't. Matt is having a good time. Oh, we had a super chat from my bae, Sway Bay and Anime. Sway Bay and Anime said, an article said Matt's season was a snore. I couldn't help but chuckle. The past Bachelorette and Bachelor seasons have been off formula, so it hasn't been given the same vibe since Rachel besides Hannah B. I absolutely agree, Sway Bay and Anime. I absolutely do. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think this season is a bore because the Bachelor formula only works for a certain type of bachelor and bachelorette, right? You have to realize when you change the face of your show, you have to change the topics, the dates, the performers. Why was Temecula Road there? I'll never get over that. You got to change it up, not change it up to the point where it's not the same thing. But this person is not going to have the same experience as Ari and Peter and, all the other white bachelors. It's a totally different kind of bachelor. So when you edit and you remove, conversations about race, and when you cut out the conversations that the ladies are having about sex, sexual assault, virginity, and feeling and being sex positive because you want to keep your show crafted a certain way, you hinder your show. Because if you're going to have women walk up with dildos, then leave in the conversations about anal sex. Leave in the conversations about some of them being a little let's be real, a little weary about having sex with a black man. Like, let's have that real conversation. And because you take that stuff out, right? And you want to keep it cookie cutter, but you don't have cookie cutter white people on the show. The image has changed, not the formula for the show. So you just got to switch up things a little bit. You have a black lead in a time, or not black identifying, but a black appearing lead in a time where we are literally on the cusp of another civil war. How are you trying to make it unicorns and rainbows when this stuff is happening? You literally have a contestant on the show who knows that colorism is affecting her chances. Colorism, featureism is affecting her chances with this lead. You already know that he's conflicted about who to choose and who to be attracted to because of the platform that he has and because of how he identifies, because of how he was raised and how he feels about the parent and the culture that abandoned him. Talk about it. It wouldn't be a snore if they didn't cut out the meat and the potatoes of this show. We would have been having some great conversations. We would have all been tuning in. The Bachelor would have had people who never watch this show, but y'all gave Matt James the same season you gave Peter and Colton. They not the same men. It's not happening. Same thing with Colton. I felt like Colton's season could have been a lot better if we explored the fact that he is confused about his sexual identity. And he has spoken on that several times. Why y'all leave that out? We could possibly have a bisexual bachelor on the show, but y'all cut that out and tried to make it this like that. I feel like The Bachelor builds their show around an America that is fading and fading fast. The face of America is changing. Society is changing. You got to go with the times. But what you can't do is be like, oh, we're going to be on the right side of history and just throw a black man into this white man formula. It won't work. You got to switch it up a bit. Not saying the formula has to completely change, but you need to make the formula fit what you have here, not have the lead fit into the formula, because it won't work, because you're dealing with a totally different guy. So people who look like him, people who look like the women on the show, people who have the same beliefs as the women on the show come to this show thinking they're going to get something relatable, and they're not getting that. So they're not tuning in. And then you're trying to force feed this idea that this is the same formula, or like this person can fit into the formula that you created to your core audience, and they're just not buying it. That's what's happening. You know how more interesting this show would be if they didn't edit out so much of the meat and potatoes, the juice, the tea on this show? I know them girls. I know Katie ain't the only one that showed up to the show with a vibrator. Ciao. But it's on ABC. They want to keep it cookie cutter, but you just can't fit diverse people into a role in a position that was built for somebody white. We gotta be real. It just doesn't work. Experiences are different. Cultures are different. Topics that you may not want talked about have to be talked about because this is what this person is living. That's why it's a snore. None of it is like, it's all like not real and put on for show. Anyway, I have to wrap this up. I got to get out of here. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? GGF said, Heather annoyed me. What right do you think you have to come into this season when your homegirl could have hooked you up? That's a good point, Gigi. When your homegirl could have hooked you up a long time ago. Side note, I'm tired of hearing Hannah Brown's name. Word on the street is that Hannah and Tyler set that up. for Heather to come on the show. But Matt never liked her. So the word on the street is they set her up to be played. I guess maybe they thought have her go on the show, have Matt reject her, and she could become the Bachelorette. Maybe that's what they were doing. But word on the street is, and the word on the street is from Dylan, that they set that up. Oh, Nelly said, Nikki, you should be in consulting. Thank you. I'm just a middle child. Everybody's therapist. Caitlin said, people who went to high school with MJ reached out to podcasts and they said that MJ is truly a mean girl. She had names for different groups of people in school, like celery, because they were skinny. I can kind of see that. I get MJ, you got it in you. Marlene said, when are you reviewing Married at First Sight? Today. Can't wait. Yes, if it's not up today, because Mama's editing, it'll be up tomorrow morning at the latest. MC said, I have so much to say about the supposed pick, but let's wait until it's official. Oh, we can get into it. I'll definitely do a video about that. Melissa Rose said, I live for the days to see a plus. Come on. We didn't even talk about that. We never had a plus size Bachelorette. We never had a plus size woman compete on this show. We never, Abigail was our first disabled contestant. First disabled. We don't have nobody trans, bisexual, like they're just creating a show for an America that just does not hold the dominance or the dominance that they once held is fading. It really, really is. So it's going to be a bore if people cannot see themselves, if people can't identify. And then you also have to have a formula that will catch viewers in today's age, right? So if you have a show that doesn't cater to everybody, make it juicy, make it fun, give us some viral moments. It's going to continue to be a snore if you're making it seem like, people are just running with rainbows and kites and nope. That it's just not, people are changing, words changing. And they just respond to different things. The formula that you had 20 something years ago worked. It don't work now. Just tweak it a bit. Lauren N said, Chelsea is so tall while everyone is short. So I bet that's another reason why Matt's not feeling her. He seems to like tiny white or biracial girls. I got a super chat. I got a super chat from Angela. Oh, thank you, Angela. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, my love. Oh, wait, I'm missing something. What Sonya Lee say? Sonya Lee, what you say so I can find it so I can properly respond? I don't know what Sonya said. Because what I try to find is the first person's comment because I see the person who is responding, but I can't find it. I'm sorry, Sonia. I just read Miss Brown Sugar's comment if I could find it again. Miss Brown Sugar said, as Sonia Lee Hilton, well, that's the point Nikki is making too. What's the point of having the first Black Bachelor and have a woman of color feel like they were seat fillers, the same as they would have been with anyone else? There you go. Lisa D. Kaplan said, haven't they figured out having real convos will get more ratings than contrived immature dramas? Well, you also have to realize that people making the decisions at these TV studios, TV networks or whatever, they're like 90. Guys, a lot of this industry is controlled and ran by nepotism. So you have a lot of people who started out in 1942 who are running it, right? And then they have in place of them their children. So their kids are now running it, but they were raised under the same ideals that this parent who now runs whatever network thinks, right? So that infects the rest of the decisions made at the show, at the network, because the top is somebody who went to segregated schools, right? The top is probably somebody who made sure that, people who look like me didn't enjoy a milkshake at a diner. So they're not dead yet, guys. We're not that far removed from slavery and segregation. So these people are still making these decisions, right? We're not that far removed from it being legal for men to beat their wives. Do a little research. You'll see them 1950s commercials where, the lady is laid over the man, and the man is like, when your wife gets out of hand, you know what to do. We're not that far removed from that, right? So those people who grew up in that and that was normal for them are still making decisions about what we see in the media today. That's why things look a certain way to you on TV, but feels a different way and looks a different way in person. Because they're not making the decisions about your lives, but they're making a decision about what you see. And they're giving you their perspective and their opinion about this situation or this show or how this should be. So there's a lot of changes that have to be made. So many changes that have to be made for us to get real representation. They just got to die. They just have to die. And they're, the ideals that they pass on to their kids, hopefully they won't infect the next generation, but you never know. Look at Sundowntown Rachel. Sonia Lee said Matt is going to choose somebody like his mother. Ciao. She's still following all them questionable accounts that people expose her for following. She don't care. Matt is going to choose someone like his mother who is white. What does Matt know about Black America or the Black culture? That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's very apparent that Matt has an issue with his father, right? It's very apparent that for some reason his father wasn't in his life and that his mother solely raised him. It's very apparent that he probably saw some things from his father and heard some things from his mother that made him into the man that he is today. Matt's not looking for a wife. He's looking for a therapist. That's who he needs to sit down with, because I'm not somebody who is multiracial, but I get it has to be extremely difficult living in two identities, especially when your two identities are like lifetime enemies, right? When you are from two cultures that have such an evil history, it has to be hard. So I'm not giving him any excuses, but I'm just talking about the reality of the situation. So why wouldn't he pick somebody like his mama? Most men do. Most men do. Before I go on, I got a super chat from Nelly. Nelly said, Nikki, you see Benoit and Claire's comments recently? Somebody is watching this channel. Yes, Benoit! Get your woman! Get her! Get her! Oh, God, invite me to the wedding, please. I got my passport. I can travel to Canada. Angela Lewis said, for the super chat, Sarah H. from Sean's season had one arm. Okay, thank you for correcting me. I am wrong. Abigail is not the first contestant on the show that is disabled. She did a great deal of showing how she could compete and do things that people didn't believe she could do. Thank you so much for that correction, Angela. Thank you. Abigail Cameron said, the sad thing is when Black women actually shine, we have people try to label them. Perfect example, the way Vanessa treated Rachel on Nick's season because she was likable and he really liked her. Oh, listen, every woman of color know that situation. Don't let your white boss start, praising you. It's always that white woman in the office who's going to make your life a living hell. Woo, child. Women in general, if we just... Child, I'm going to just say this, women, it's more of us than them. If women just linked up, because to be honest with you, women suffer equally through all cultures. Like our men treat us the same in all cultures. Wake up. You can do some things. Do some things. Yes, YRS Ruby said, too many mean girls. Too many mean girls. Nelly said, "How did Tasia's season slip through the cracks? I was shocked in the best way possible." I wasn't. I knew they would treat her like that. I knew it. I'm telling you, when I next time I see a picture from that girl who tweets about the Bachelor and the Bachelorette and she does the comparisons, I'm going to save it and I'm gonna show y'all and I'm gonna send y'all to her page because she does it every time, and it's such a clear example of the budgets that the Bachelorette gets and that the Bachelor gets. Sway Bay in Anime gave your girl another super chat. Sway Bay in Anime said, yeah, my brother loved light-skinned women and racially ambiguous women because our mom is light-skinned and racially ambiguous when she was younger. Yeah, a lot of times men marry their mothers. A lot of times. You know what? I don't have any kids, but if I had a son and he brought home a chick like me, I'd be proud. I'd be like, I did the damn thing on that one. Thank you, Sway Bay and Anime. So sometimes it's really just as simple as that because you have to be real with yourself. When we speak of Matt, at least it's just like the first woman he ever loved was a white woman. The first woman who ever nurtured him was a white woman. The first woman who ever cared for him was a white woman. He was nursed in a white woman's bosom. Why would he want to get back? You know what I mean? He came out of a white womb. Why would he want to go back into one? Right? I think the absence or whatever issues his parents had fueled an idea of the people of his father's side. That's what it gives me because when he speaks of his dad, it's never good. It's never good. So that's what it gives me. And I think some things were said from the mom concerning the dad. And it could have been said out of hurt. That happens. I done heard things said about my daddy when I was younger that my mama said that I should not have heard, right? That probably could be something that affects him as well. And then it's also where you raise them. Oh, child. Love is love, but it's, oh, child. It is very difficult to raise multiracial children in America. Because in America, you get the experience of what you look like, not who you actually are, which is extremely unfair. But that's the ignorance of race in America, because race is a social construct. It's not like who you actually are. It's who you are given. Like America gives you who you're going to be. You never get to choose, unfortunately. But I'm gonna be real with you. I choose to be Black. And there's nothing wrong, you know. I don't want any white person to be like, well, no, I would choose to be white. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I like who I am, despite everything that I deal with. I love it. Ain't that something? And I think, but you know what? I think that goes back to my mother, because I feel like I had my experience as a Black woman, especially as a Black young girl growing up, could have been a lot different had I not had that powerhouse of a mother protecting me and covering me from certain things, because I've never felt any way about my skin. I always grew up knowing that my skin was one of my best features. One of my best features, second to my nose. And that was just because of my mother and the community that she kept me in. Because now when I'm older, I am out of my mother's protective bubble, right? And I get around, you know, my people who do not like their features, who do not like their skin color, because of how they were treated and because of communities that they grew up around that made them hate that part of themselves. And I can only give that to my mom, because I could have, you know what I mean? Like, that could have been my situation as well. Oh, she's a good egg. Mama Star is amazing. KT said, I'm still wondering why Matt breaks down in the upcoming previews. Probably because Sundown Town Rachel don't want to bring him home. That's Nikki. Nikki, it's comedy here. It's all comedy. Cameron said, and that's why I don't like Matt, because he is literally feeding into the Black father stereotype that white people That's all kids go through. His dummy self fell right into it. But you know what I mean? Like, I think with Matt, if he can heal whatever's going on with his father, I think he'll be a totally different man going forward. He has to heal that. There's a lot of healing that he has to do. There is no way is he ready to be somebody's husband. How you lead in my household and you still got some issues with your daddy? Fix that first. Let me tell you something. Fix the issues with your parents before you try to make me your wife. I'm not walking through that fire with you. We already have a fire to walk through together as a couple, our own separate fire. I got to walk through the fire, the unfinished fire with your daddy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Zora S said, Matt has a white mother who he can call on in certain situations that gives him power over a black person with black parents. I can't call on white parents to help me. Ooh, child, that was deep. I ain't got no comment. That was deep. 7 Lily said, yes, Matt seems disconnected from his black side, whereas Dell has a black father and family in his life, and it was the white side that disowned the family. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Also, I told you I was on Dell's Instagram page. See, his mom is different, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Dell's mama looked like she had, she wore hoops back in the day. I'm gonna just say that. She was down at the jazz clubs with his daddy, dipping in it, doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different kind of white mama. That's more like my friend. I'm not gonna mention her here, but I told you about my friend. My friend, her baby daddy is her baby daddy is black, her husband's black, her kids are black, and I'm telling you, she don't take her foot off her white family's neck. She will go through the line and be like, do black lives matter? If they don't matter to you, you cannot be in my family because my husband is black. My kids are black. Can I tell you, I'll be on her page like, girl, you got to dial it back. I'm like, you just cannot cuss out your white family like this. Like, there has to be another way you can communicate with them, but she gets them together. Even to the point where I'm like, I think your uncle was agreeing with you. She don't play about her black husband or her black children. I was like, well, their mom is white. She's like, no, Nikki, my kids are black. Okay? This world is going to see my children as a black. I wish I could bring her on this show. She is a hoot. A hoot. But I get what she's saying. You know what I mean? Because her kids do. Her kids read black, like appear, fully black, like Matt James. And it's like, oh Lord, she's letting them know, okay? But that's how I think Dell's mom is. I get Dell had a mama like that. So his experience was a little different. Yeah, Mama Star is great. She's great. Right? But see, KT said Dell looks biracial, but Matt does not. But look how both identify. You see what I mean? Like, it's your experience. It really, really is. 7 Lily said, yes, Dell's mom was a basketball coach. The pictures of her holding what looks like his full black other sibling. Yeah, I saw the pictures and she was like in a whole windbreaker. I said, come on, mama. Well, A. Hamilton, they are, right? But she's raising her children as black because that is the experience they're going to have. I think in my last live, I forget his name again. Anthony Irvin. I told y'all about that Olympic swimmer who did an interview, and the interviewer was like, how does it feel to be the first swimmer of African descent to win this medal? And he was just like, well, this interview is the first time, anybody's ever said that to me. Like, that's my black experience. He walked through the world as a white guy. And when that was said on TV, he like spiraled out of that because he just never identified as black. And now that people found out on this huge platform that he had a black dad, his whole experience changed. So he has a book where he talks about how he was able to embrace his black identity, but but he doesn't like identify as black. Like he embraces it, but he's just like, I don't have that experience. But that experience was put on him, and all of a sudden he had a black experience out of nowhere, because now people on a huge platform knew of his ethnicity. So he started to get certain treatments by people who knew, but if you did not know, he still was able to walk the world a different way. I think actually going to get his book, because I think it'll be a really interesting read. He like said that after that moment, he spiraled, because he was just like, I've never had to deal with this before. And all of a sudden I had this black experience put on me that was only put on me by people who knew. But then if you didn't know, I had this certain privilege in certain situations. So yes, that's your ethnicity. She's talking about raising her children in a world that are going to see them as black. She wants to prepare them for that experience. I think a lot of parents don't do that. Some just say, well, our kids are going to be multiracial. That's fine. That's who you are ethnically. But in America, it is very deadly to not know what you look like and how you will be treated. You don't want to be going somewhere and talking a certain way to a certain kind of authority because your mama is white. You'll find out real quick how America views you. So that's all that she's doing. She's not denying their identity. She's Irish and very proud, but she knows what the experience that her children are going to get. So she's preparing them properly. Sonia Lee said, that's what I said, Nikki. He needs to fix the issue with his dad. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Caitlin, I gotta go, but let me talk about that real quick. Because Caitlin said, I'm pressed that they brought Brittany in, had that drama about her allegedly being an escort, and then she was sent home. That pissed me off too. I don't know why I didn't write that in my notes. She got a bad deal, and I hope she gets redemption in paradise. Absolutely. I would say keep her around. Let her repair the image of herself that was destroyed by Anna and all them big teeth. Let her repair that image and then send her home if you don't feel anything. But they should have let her repair her image. Lauren N said it all comes back to Mike should have been a bachelor. Tell it. Yes, Zora S. Matt's brother. Very different. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. I think Matt's brother's actually lighter than him. Child identity, ethnicity, it's all just so interesting to me because there's never a right answer. It's really, really complicated. Thank you, Caribbean vacation. Caribbean vacation. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, my love. A. Hamilton said, I get it, Nikki, but as a white woman, she can't teach her kids to be black. Their father can. Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something. I only shared that fun part about my friend, but I will say this. She is very aware, extremely educated on this topic. Her and her husband are doing a great job raising their children. She, as a mother, is having the conversation with her children about how they have to walk through the world. As a white woman, maybe she probably couldn't say that, but that's her children. That's their mother. She's not raising them to be black. They are, because your blackness is the identity that is put on you. You may not want that experience, but this nation decides who you are and how you will be treated because of it. So she is preparing her children. I think as a white woman, telling her black children the things that will be said to them and how to interact in these situations as a white woman, knowing these things and cues because she's experienced it because of the partner that she has fallen in love with and married. Her family turned to her real quick. So she was able to see it and not really be aware that it was in her family until she started dating him, right? So she saw some different things happen. So she is giving them that. Now the father can give them the full black experience because he walks through life as a black man, but at the end of the day, that's their mother. She can't raise them to be black, but she can protect her kids. I'm not taking that from her at all. And I think she's doing a damn good job of it. Bianca Bent said, I would have assumed that Matt is black. Oh, we all would have. We all would have. We all thought that until he was like, well, my mom is white. Weren't we? If you didn't know, if you weren't on Matt's Instagram, you would have never known. You would have never known. I saw a picture of him and her at a football game. I thought it was the coach's wife. I was like, oh, that's the mom. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that until y'all said it. But he wants to let you know. He wants to let you know I'm not full Negro. Look at my mother. Something going on there. You got to heal that, Matt. Whatever is in you, you have to heal that. You can't lead a home and that is still an issue. You can't. I am also production said I'm light skinned and I wore once green contacts just for fun. My mom looked at me and was like, you know, he black, right? And my mother let me know who I was. Listen, moms will read their kids. Moms will read their kids. Again, Anthony Irvine, I believe. Right? I've shared because people in my last live were asking me about his name. Yeah, Anthony Irvin. Anthony Irvin. This is him. Got a whole black daddy. He got the black experience at 26. Because when everybody found out, life for him changed real quick. Had a whole breakdown and everything. That's what I was talking about, is Latasha. Experience is different than socialization. Absolutely. But what is she supposed to do? Like, that's what I want you to tell me, A. Hamilton. What is this woman who pulled these black children out of her vagina supposed to do with them? Like, she can't have a conversation about identity with them? Yeah, Bianca. Yep. His book is really interesting. I just read an excerpt of it today. Really interesting. I'm still not through my Sally Fields autobiography book, and I'm after that one is Eartha Kitt's autobiography. I can't add another book, but I think I may add his book a little later because I also want to read Rita Moreno's book. Hey, Jesse. Lene said when Chelsea talked about her hair journey, Matt shared his hair journey too, but they edited it. Oh, that would have been nice. That would have been nice to see. Yeah, they do. But my but my friend is I'm not saying she's one of the good ones, but she is somebody who is very very in tune, like doing the best she can as a white partner. You know what I mean? Doing the best that she can. It's Kima says she's smart to give them the info because you don't want someone else to tell them it will hurt and damage them. If you look black, you black. That is America. Jutley said, oh, let me show. I don't know why it hid your comment, but Jutley said your friend is being a good mom. So many white women raised self-hating racially. Oh, I don't know that for sure, but self-confused black people who ended up crazy like Matt. Ciao. Y'all be going in. Priscilla said, I just ordered Cicely Tyson's autobiography. I gotta get that one too. All this whole quarantine, I've just been reading autobiographies, which is probably why I am so like radicalized with like women getting a bag, because I'm telling you, all these autobiographies from these not old ladies, but these women who worked in old Hollywood, at the end of them, they're all saying, Worry about yourselves, ladies, and get the bag. That's what all of these ladies are saying. I wish I had that clip from Rita Moreno that she was talking about. She did, if you can find it, Rita Moreno did a really good interview with Wendy Williams. And my God, today, she was telling it all. So good. Yeah, I got to get Cicely Tyson's autobiography too. Child. Miss Brown Sugar said, Nikki, I'm gonna tell you, she should take them to black barbers. She does. She should make sure that she lives in a neighborhood where they can encounter other black families. She does. Guys, why would I be friends with a woman like Matt's mama? Now I'm getting offended. Now I'm getting offended that y'all think I would be friends with somebody who is married to a black man, raising black children, and is ignorant as hell. My friend does all of that, if not more. And what she also does is reaches out to her village of black women to help where things she feels inadequate. My circle is good. My circle is tight. And my circle is very aware. I wouldn't be friends with somebody who was not that. Okay, so let's not come at Nikki Star TV's judgment. I would never call somebody like that a friend. My Dre said, I'm biracial, but not American. I find it funny that biracial identity or race cannot exist in the US. I feel like a new race, not one of my parents. Good for you. But in America, you one thing and that's it. Specifically, you either white or black. You either fall under one of them spectrums or the other. Basically, America is just black and white. That is like the biggest battle here. And we have a plethora of different cultures and identities, but they only recognize two. Oh yeah, the Wendy documentary was good. Married at First Sight, y'all should get it tonight or tomorrow morning. Married at First Sight, Wendy Williams, and it was one more review that I did. What was the other one? Child, I done forgot the ones that I did. Oh my God, I said I was going to get off of here. I have to get off of here. Oh, Little Women Atlanta, right? I didn't do Bling Empire yet. So it had to be. Yeah, Little Women, Whitney Wood. Oh, no, that's tomorrow. Yes. So look for Married at First Sight and the Wendy Williams documentary and Little Women. I'm going to try to get Bell Collective up too, but I don't know if I can get that up in time. Oh, no. I was talking about my friend. I'm sorry for the confusion, guys. Sorry, Miss Brown Sugar. Y'all don't like Matt's beard. I like it. I mean, it could get a little clean. He doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? He looks better clean shaven, but he doesn't look bad. Yes, this is the last live today. In Philly, where she avoiding black people, it's hard to avoid us. I don't know what you're talking about. It's Kima. Oh, you're defending me. Thank you, it's Kima. Thank you, Seven Lily. I just don't want y'all to think I would be like I will hope that you would think more of me. I wouldn't be with, and no shade to Matt's mama, but it's just like something happened with something up with your son. But I'm just saying I would not, call somebody a friend who was just raising these black kids in oblivion. If y'all listen to what I said in the beginning, I was actually the one who was just like, you can dial it back a bit. Like, you don't got to do all that. But she's a mother and she is in love with a black man. So as somebody who doesn't identify with the struggle, she sees people she loved being affected by it. So she is just like always on, like sitting on 10. And I'm like, you can rest at times, but you don't play with her babies or her man. And I love that about her. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Miss Brown Sugar. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Tony was like Bell Collective. Thank you. Because I confused it with Little Women Atlanta because I just got finished watching Little Atlanta before hopping on here, which is a good show. Do y'all watch that show? I am getting my life with Little Women Atlanta. I hope you guys enjoy it. If not, y'all know how I am. I only review shows because I watch all of these shows, but I only review the ones that y'all gonna watch. Getting up here and doing this is a lot of work. The lives and the edited ones. I'm only going to do the stuff that y'all watch. Miss Brown Sugar said, I like the beard too. Yeah, he looks good in the beard. He just needs to get it shaped up. I feel I'm more attracted to him when he doesn't have the beard. Miss Brown Sugar said, I'm saying all shade to Matt's mama. Oh, God. Anyway, guys. I'm glad that y'all love Little Women Atlanta. So hope you enjoy the review that I put up. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I've talked to y'all way over the time that I was supposed to be here. But thank you so much for joining me on Nikki Star TV. Like I said, I enjoy that you take time out of your day. It's been fun. I can't wait to do it again. I don't think, when am I seeing you guys for a live again? Oh, Thursday for Salt Lake. The rest of the videos will be edited from here on out. No, we're going to keep the lives that we have, but there are just some shows that are just better edited. Like the lives, especially at Married at First Sight, there's way too much to talk about with that show. I'd be here forever talking about that. So that's just going to remain edited like the other shows. But we will keep the lives, and I will see you guys for Salt Lake soon and very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Even for like getting my friend together when y'all thought she was something else, but I hope you got clarity of my friend and the people who I keep in my community. I hope y'all would know me a little better than that. But now you do if you didn't before. Thank you guys so much. This is highlight of my day always. Love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye. Come on out of the room. Oh, come on out of the room.